I think I'm going to try out a new series on my channel. Similarly to Cozy Ketchup, hopefully it'll be like a cozy casual hangout, except this is going to be little bits and pieces of stationery adjacent things that I'm up to. This is inspired by snippets at my desk that I love watching from Simone's channel, as well as days at my desk that I enjoy watching from Moonlit Journals. In this episode, I've actually written out a little bit of a to-do list. So first I'm going to open up a package that I received recently from Gailyn from Fountain Pendulum. Then I'm going to pick a purple ink. I guess I should have added in, I'm going to open Gailyn's package. I'm going to try to do some swatching if it doesn't take too long. Let me just update that. And I'm going to swatch some of the inks that she shared with me. So we're doing an ink trade, and I'm also going to be sending her some inks as well from my collection. I'm also going to pick purple ink for my April health and wellness because I can't believe that March is almost over, so it's time to pick a new purple ink. I'm going to also pick the pen that I'll use. I'm also going to pack the giveaway boxes. I ran a few giveaways recently on my channel, and I have to pack those up and send them to the winners. And I'm also going to be packing some ink samples for a few friends. So that's the agenda. So I invite you to grab yourself a cozy beverage. I've got a coffee over here, a snack, and something to keep you company while we hang out. My snack of choice today is a pack of these rice crackers. I don't know what they're called, but they are basically rice crackers with almost like a sweet coating on top. So yeah, so this is what the packaging looks like. And this is what the crackers look like. So they're kind of plain on the bottom. I think they're maybe baked, or I'm not really sure. They don't really taste deep fried to me, but I could be wrong. And then you can see here, this is sort of like a little sweet, almost like icing sugar kind of topping. And so they're more sweet than they are savory, but I really enjoy these. Okay. So let's get to the first item on the to-do list. So I recently received this package from Gailyn from Fountain Pendulum. Thank you so much. So I did already open it and take a peek, and then I decided to just hold off and wait until I could get on camera and share some of this with you. So let's take a look. So she wrote me a beautiful card, and there's this really beautiful wax seal on it. I don't know, Gailyn, if you painted that as well, but that is so nice. Oh, and she shared this really beautiful ink swatch. I don't know what you would call this, but what a beautiful color as well. It looks like it's Ferris Wheel Press Festive Grove, and it looks like whatever color this looks like, kind of a green gold color with a beautiful sheen. So she wrote me a really lovely letter. Thank you, Gailyn. You have the most beautiful handwriting, so thank you for that. So if you're not already familiar, she is the owner of Fountain Pendulum, which is a Canadian-based company that hand makes wood accessories. And I'd actually been eyeing her products for a while, and when I was at Scriptus, which is the Toronto Pen Show last year, I picked up this really beautiful ink miser stabilizer, because I do have some piston fill pens and vacuum fill, I think it's called, pens, which makes it more challenging to fill from sample vials. And so I thought it was like I had wanted to get an ink miser, but I also wanted to have a nice base to kind of have to stabilize the ink miser. And I got this really beautiful wood ink miser stabilizer, and this is blonde walnut, and it has this really beautiful like yellow I don't know, velvet on the bottom so it doesn't scratch up your desk. I kept the price tag on because I wanted to remember what type of wood it was. I love this mustard yellow on the wood. If you're unfamiliar with her company, I highly recommend checking it out. I've really loved this thing. I use it all the time. Better description of her company: handmade wood desk accessories for fountain pen and ink enthusiasts. Okay, so there's so much in here. I'm not sure where to start. Oh my goodness. Okay. So she gave me so many ink samples. Let's see. Wow. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. She gave me 18 ink samples. I honestly don't know if I will be able to swatch all of these in the video, because I think then it'll get very, very long. So let me think about that, how I want to handle that. But anyway, these are the ink samples. Next, she told me she was doing this, and Gailyn, this was so sweet and kind and thoughtful of you, but she gifted me this. Oh, wow. Okay, so she gifted me this glass, I don't know if you can see that, this glass dip pen. And I was actually watching one of her lives. Oh, and you can take it off. Okay. I was watching one of her. Oh, wow. Okay. I clearly am very new to the world of glass pens. I honestly thought that glass nibs were all dip pens. I honestly had no idea that you could use this as a filled up pen, if that makes sense. I always thought you would use glass nibs just for dip tests, like dip writing. So first of all, my mind is kind of blown. I didn't know. Anyway, I was watching her live recently, and she was sharing some beautiful swatches, and I had commented on it, and I said, I don't own a glass dip nib because I'm a little scared I'm going to break the nib. I'm very clumsy. So it was very kind of her to gift me this really cool that you can actually like fill it up, I'm assuming. I don't have a lot of details about what this is and where you would get it. But I really appreciate that she gave me something that I can actually close the lid on, because that makes me feel like maybe I'll have a little more luck with not breaking it. I don't even know how else to describe this. I don't have a lot of technical knowledge with pens, so I don't even know like what material this is. It kind of feels, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to be too rough with it either. But anyway, thank you, Gailyn. I'm actually going to try this out right now. And she also gave me this really nice pen sleeve. So I think I'm just going to keep these two paired together. And yeah, I'm guessing this is Esterbrook. So thank you so much. And the final thing, let me just move this out of the way. Okay. I'm very excited for this. Okay, let's just open this up. Can I just say I love that I don't know if this was intentional, but I love that this tissue paper is like a yellow ochre gold color. I love wood tones and yellow, and just the fact that it's wrapped in this is just amazing. I'm going to keep this wrapping paper for sure, this tissue paper. Oh my gosh. I'm speechless. Okay, so a little bit of backstory is when, oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I just needed a moment. So when Gailyn and I were talking about doing this ink swap, when she was preparing the ink samples for me, I asked her if I could buy an ink sample stabilizer from her, because I really love this ink miser stabilizer, and I had wanted to get something for my desk that I could kind of use as well for when I'm swatching inks, because as you may know, right now I am using a tape dispenser, which works fine, but I had kind of wanted to maybe get something a little bit nicer. And she told me that she had been experimenting with a new design because she notices that I use both the larger 5 milliliter ink samples. So I'll just show you. So I have these little 2 milliliter ink samples that Wonder Pens usually gives when you buy samples from them. And I also have a lot of these 5 milliliter ink samples that I tend to get from friends. So she said she was experimenting with a new design, and she gifted me this as well as a surprise. So thank you so much. I would have gladly paid for this, but I appreciate this so much, Gailyn. But when she said she was experimenting with a new design, I couldn't really picture what it was, but I was like, I guess we'll find out. This is not what I was expecting, but this is so cool. And so it's just, I don't know how your brain works like this. I wouldn't have thought of this. I was thinking maybe she would make it longer and there'd be 2 slots or something, but this is just so cool. Okay. Sorry. So this is the 2 milliliter that I'll get sometimes from Wonder Pen. So that would fit up here. And you can see now it's nice and stable. So when I'm doing my ink swatches or my ink samples, I don't have to worry about this toppling over. But then I can turn it on the side. And if I have a larger ink sample vial, then I can put it in here. Like, how cool is that? Gailyn, this is amazing. Okay, so yeah, I'll show you again. That's the smaller one. And then this is the larger one. So cool. Okay, well, obviously I have to start using this right away because I want to try it out. Thank you so much, Gailyn. This is just such a thoughtful gift. I will use this literally like all the time. What a beautiful, let me give you a close-up. What a beautiful, there's like no sharp edges. It's stained beautifully. It's a beautiful color and it's useful. I love it. I love it so much. And it's a nice little partner for my ink stabilizer. So now I have kind of like a matching set. Okay. So, okay. So I'm gonna grab my coffee filters. So I have these reusable coffee filters that I use for my ink samples and whenever I'm filling up pens. And I love these because eventually they stop being effective when I'm using them for coffee. And so I like reusing them, and they, over time, because of all the ink stains and whatever, I just love like how they look over time. So I'm going to put this aside because I'm not going to use this today. The thing that I want to do the most right now is I want to pick a purple ink for my Hobonichi Health and Wellness. So every month I have been using a different shade of purple. So in January I was using Teranishi Innocent Mauve. And then in February I was using Sailor Kingdom Note Grape Dyed Cloak. And then in March, I was using Tono and Lim's Friendship Fujino Mahime. And I really liked this ink because it was lighter and not too wet. I didn't experience any bleed through like I did with this Sailor Kingdom Note. So this one was a beautiful color. But because this is, 2025 and we're all dealing with the Hobonichi sands and paper situation, this ink, unfortunately, you can see here, had quite a lot of bleed through. I didn't love it in this book, so I do want to be careful with the purple that I choose for April. Plus, because it's spring, I'm thinking I would like to go with something maybe a bit light colored. So because I have quite a few ink samples from Gailyn, I think I'm going to attempt to try to pick out the purple, the purples. And we will leave the others for another day. The only problem is I don't know for sure what all of the purples are, so I am just going to guess by the little swatches on the top of the vials. She mentioned she was sharing a bunch of her purple samples with me, so let's just assume these are all purple, I guess. And I guess these are all purple too. Okay. Well, let's get started then, because I think we have a lot of ink swatching to do. I'm just gonna grab another bite of my snack, and we're gonna use this dip pen because I'm really excited to. Normally I swatch all my inks with my brass nib, but I think I've got to try out this glass nib, and I really hope that I don't break it. That's my biggest concern, but that's the, if you can see that, that's the difference between these two nibs. And while we do this, I'm also going to simultaneously try to do my swatch cards. We'll see how that goes. I might find it a little overwhelming, but I usually try to multitask and do these at the same time. Okay. So I think I'll try to do as much of this on camera as we can, or as I can. So maybe I'll start with, I'll just start with this little one. So this is the Nagasawa Kobe Lampwork Museum Maroon. Okay. Hopefully that's enough. Okay, so I don't know if you can see me. Oh wow, okay. So this is a lot broader than my brass nib. Interesting. Okay, what a beautiful color, first of all. And I can see that if you kind of turn this around, you can get more ink. That's really cool. Okay, I really like that. The other thing that I was kind of wondering about, I've seen people do this all the time. Let's see. I wonder if I can use, whoops. I wonder if I can use the back of this. It looks like it's flat. So that's kind of cool as well. Just to kind of see that ink swatch there. So that is really cool. Okay. And the other thing that I will do is my ink swatch card. Okay, I don't think I'm going to do the swatches on camera because that's going to take too long. But anyway, so that's the first one. Yeah, so that's Nagasawa, Kobe, Lampwork, Museum, Maroon. Beautiful color. Okay, so next, I'm going to try this Diamine Lavender Frost because it looks like this is quite a light color, which might be really great for April. I wonder if I can do this without the pipette. So let me see. Oh, you can actually do, okay, cool. So I can actually do the same kind of thing. I don't even really need, it looks like I don't even really need this thing on the back. So let me try writing out. This is very chaotic already. And this one's called Diamine Lavender Frost. Interesting. Okay. Very nice light purple. Very similar to what I used in March, I think. This one's called Ferris Wheel Press Grape Ice Pop. That's kind of a nice purple, actually. It does feel a little dry compared to the Nagasawa, but that's generally been my experience. Okay, let's see what's next. So we've got Pelikan 4001 Violet. It's very vibrant compared to the others. Pilot Iroshizuku Murasaki Shikibu. Okay. I do love my Pilot Iroshizuku inks, so off to a really good start already. Oh yeah, you can tell right away that this is a great, nice lubricated ink compared to some of these other ones. This Pelikan ink was actually quite dry compared to this one. I really like this ink. But I worry with the Sanzin paper in my Hobonichi Weeks. I wonder if this would end up being something that would write a lot more broad in whatever pen I put it in. It's interesting actually, now that it's drying, it's a little less vibrant than it initially looked. I'm not hating it. Okay, next up. This one is called Platinum Classic Lavender Black. Ooh, okay. Ooh, this feels kind of dry. I don't know, compared to Anyway the Pilot, but I like how this looks so far. Maybe this would be a good one because it feels a bit drier. This is Platinum Classic Lavender Black. This one's called Nagasawa Kobe number 32, Tamon Purple Gray. Oh, this is very saturated. Oh yeah, you know what? I really love this one already. I wonder if this would maybe be a little bit too saturated for my Hobonichi Weeks. I don't know. I like it though. I really like it. I didn't really think I was a gray shade ink person, but I'm starting to really appreciate gray. Okay. So then we have Ferris Wheel Press Magical Metropolis. Oh no. Did you see that? Oh no. How did I do that? How did that happen? Okay, I'm gonna pause and figure out how I'm going to get that glass nib out. I think I'm gonna need to find some tweezers or maybe use chopsticks to get that out. So I'm just gonna pause. Okay, well, I found these tweezers and I'm just gonna see if I can use it to grab the nib. I mean, I don't really want to have to... Okay, I got it. Wow. Oh my gosh, has that ever happened to anyone else? Okay, okay, I'm just nervous I'm gonna break this. So let's use my hands. Bit better grip. I mean, it looks like it's still pretty inky. Okay, I don't know. Hopefully this will stay in. I'll have to maybe do a little bit of research on what exactly, how it came out so easily. I don't really know. But let's carry on. So this was Ferris Wheel Press Magical Moments. I feel like I've permanently stained this. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, next we have a Diamine Cult Pens Philip. And these being smaller vials, we're just going to flip this over and look at this. This one's called Festive Joy Diamine. And this one's called Diamine Inkvent Purple Bow. Oh no. I am just... Okay, I might need to take a break soon because I am just making such a mess. Oh, this is very dark. We've got 2 more, and then I think I'm gonna leave it. I think those are all the purples. So this one's called Ferris Wheel Press Tanzanite Sky. And this one's called Birmingham Pop Art Purple. Ooh, wait, I kind of like this one a lot. I think I want to see that maybe as a bigger swatch. That might have been a little too much, but whatever. We're just playing. I'm really liking this Nagasawa Kobe Tamon Purple Gray. That one's really surprising me. This Birmingham Pop Art Purple is also, I'm really liking this. I kind of like this Ferris Wheel Press Grape Ice Pop, but it feels kind of similar to maybe a color I've already done. Like it feels kind of similar to Innocent Mauve. And I also like this Platinum Classic Lavender Black. I'm going to take a quick break and then we will pick an ink for April, which is in a couple of days, which is, when is it? April 1st is on Tuesday. So I've got a couple days to decide. So I'll be back. It's been almost half an hour since I did these initial swatches, and I just wanted to show you what they look like dry. I think the pen that I'm going to use is this new pen that I got secondhand from a local Facebook Marketplace group. It's this beautiful Bungu Box Esterbrook. It's my first Esterbrook. Yeah, I really loved this beautiful design, and I was thinking this would be so great to use as a spring pen. So even though it is probably going to be more broad than my Sailor Extra Fine, I really want to use this pen. So I'm not really sure. Like, I'm thinking maybe this Nagasawa Kobe Lampwork Museum Maroon would be a really good ink for this pen. And the other one that I'm kind of interested in is this Birmingham Pop Art Purple. I don't think it necessarily matches the pen, but I'm just really liking this kind of lighter, fresh color. Maybe I'll try to do a dip test. Maybe I'll see what this Birmingham Pop Art Purple looks like. So that is this one. And the other one I'm thinking is this one. It's Nagasawa. I think these are the two that I've kind of narrowed it down to that I'm most interested in using for this upcoming month. Yeah, so maybe I'll start with this Birmingham Pop Art. It's a lot darker actually in the pen. I really like this Tamon Purple Gray, but I think maybe, actually no, I want to look at it because it being spring and very rainy, I think that actually kind of does That does fit. Well, that's very dark. That's actually a lot darker than I expected. I'm glad I'm writing these. I'm glad I'm trying this out. You know what? I'm going to do the Birmingham Pop Art Purple because it's kind of a lighter color, and I think I want to do something a little bright and fresh for the spring. So let's go with this one. I'm going to close that before I make a mess. And I think what I'll do as well is do a little pen test in the back. See how we like that. So we will see how this goes in April. I'm looking forward to switching over the ink. I have enjoyed this Tono and Lim's Friendship ink. It is really nice. It is quite light. So I'm looking forward to something maybe a little more, a little darker. So we will switch that over in the coming days. Okay, so I've got these postcards that I am going to use to write a little note to the winners of the giveaways that I did recently. So, yeah, I'm going to write those, and I'm going to pack up the gifts and get that sent out hopefully on Monday. So to write my thank yous, I am going to use my BENU Milk and Honey pen with a stub nib. I still really love this pen, and I currently have it inked up with a shimmer ink that I got as a sample from a friend, and the ink vial cap broke, so I moved it into a new sample. Told myself that I would remember to label it or told myself I would label it later. Forgot to do that, and now I'm not actually sure what this ink is called. I believe it is Diamine Yule Log, but I'm not positive about that. So it's a beautiful brown with a shimmer. So I'm just going to go ahead and write my notes. So those are my postcards, and I'm now going to find some boxes and pack up these giveaway gifts. Thank you, Gailyn. I'm reusing the packaging already. Just want to take one more moment to appreciate the beauty of this pen. Okay, I think that's all we are going to cover in today's video. Hopefully all of the individual clips made sense and that you enjoyed these little moments at my desk. It is nighttime and it is almost time for dinner, so I'm feeling pretty good about all of the fun stationery adjacent tasks that I got accomplished today. Yeah, let me know what you think of this format. And if you are still here, thank you so much for sticking around. And I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.